What am I thinking? What am I thinking? I praise you, O Father, Lord of heaven and earth, the maker of the clouds, the maker of the clouds. Oh, I see them. They're up there. They're there. Jeremiah was a prophet. Prophet Jeremiah heard God speak to him time after time until 40 years ago. I didn't know that God could speak to anyone. I've learned something in 40 years, I promise. I have learned something in 40 years. I was given instructions, and I followed them. You won't turn me back. You may turn away, but you won't turn me back. Many have turned away from God, but it's worse than that if God turns away from you. And don't think that he can't or won't. Please don't think that God won't turn away from you. Please don't. Jeremiah. I saw Jeremiah 31:31 a long time ago. Jeremiah 31:31. I'm looking at it now. Behold, days are coming, declares the Lord, when I will make a new covenant with the house of Israel and with the house of Judah, not like the covenant which I made with their fathers in the day I took them by the hand to bring them out of the land of Egypt. My covenant which they broke, although I was a husband to them, declares the Lord. There are many today. There are more today than there has ever been. More today than ever before. This is the covenant which I will make with the house of Israel after those days, declares the Lord. I will put my law within them, and on their heart I will write it, and I will be their God, and they shall be my people. There you have it. It's right there. They will not teach again each man his neighbor, and each man his brother, saying, Know the Lord. For they will all know me, from the least to the greatest of them, declares the Lord. For I will forgive their iniquity and their sin. I will remember no more. Thus says the Lord, who gives the sun for light by day. I'm waiting for it to rise. There's clouds in the sky. Will it rain? Somewhere. It will. and fixed the order of the moon and the stars for light by night, says the Lord. Who is the Lord? Who is the Lord that said to my Lord, sit at my right hand? Do you know the Lord? That's the good question. Do you know the Lord? The Lord who spoke to Jeremiah. Do you know him? There's only one Lord that did these things and made these covenants and said these words. Only one. There have been men who have said a lot of things, but when God speaks, it's a little bit different. It's a little bit different. Thus says the Lord, who gives the sun for light by day, and fixed the order of the moon and the stars for light by night, who stirs up the sea so that its waves roar. The Lord of hosts is his name. If this fixed order departs from me, declares the Lord, then the offspring of Israel also will cease from being a nation before me forever. Thus says the Lord, if the heavens above can be measured, and the foundations of the earth stretched out below, then I will also cast off all the offspring of Israel for all that they have done, declares the Lord. Behold, days are coming, declares the Lord, when the city will be rebuilt. For the Lord, from the tower of Hananel to the corner gate, the measuring line will go out further, straight ahead, to the hill Gareb. Then it will turn to Goah. And the whole valley of the dead bodies, and all the ashes, and all the fields, as far as the brook Kidron, to the corner of the horse gate toward the east, shall be holy to the Lord. It will not be plucked up or overthrown anymore forever. Now, I don't know what you believe. I really don't. I don't know what you believe. But I believe God is going to establish these things in and on the earth. He is determined to finish, and finish indeed. He will. But God will never be finished. How do I know? How do I know? How could I possibly not know? How can I not know? There are things that I don't know, but I cannot say that I do not know, because I do. A remnant got through back in the day. I can read about that remnant. I have it right here. That remnant. A remnant I don't think people even know what a remnant is. Jeremiah spoke for God. Did you know that? Jeremiah spoke for God. He did. And so did Jesus of Nazareth. He did. There are those who speak for God. There does not have to be a multitude of them. If you look for them, they can be found. If you despise them, there will be a consequence. There will. Yes, there will. There were those chosen years ago. I can read about them. And I can read that one of those chosen was Judas. Who betrayed the Lord. Who do you think caused that to happen? Do you have a clue who caused that to happen? A fella asked me the other day, do I know who closed or who shut the door to the ark? I know it was shut. Do I know who closed the door? I know who built the ark. I know the window was in its place. I do. And I'm going to read right now, because I am turning to Genesis. After you get through chapter 10 of Genesis, it's all about the sons of Noah. I don't need to worry about a lot, but I do want to know. So I read. Genesis chapter 7, verse 5. Noah did according to all that the Lord had commanded him. Now Noah was 600 years old when the flood of water came upon the earth. Then Noah and his sons and his wife and his sons' wives with him entered the ark because of the water of the flood. There went into the ark to Noah, male and female, as God commanded Noah. It came about after the 7 days that the water of the flood came upon the earth. Now in the 600th year of Noah's life, in the 2nd month, on the 17th day of the month, on the same day, all the fountains of the great deep burst open, and the floodgates of the sky were opened. Then rain fell upon the earth for 40 days and 40 nights. On the very same day, Noah and Shem and Ham and Japheth, the sons of Noah, and Noah's wife, and the 3 wives of his sons with him entered the ark. They and every beast after its kind, and all the cattle after their kind, and every creeping thing that creeps on the earth after its kind, and every bird after its kind, all sorts of birds. So they went into the ark to Noah, two by twos of all flesh, in which was the breath of life. Those that entered, male and female, of all flesh, entered as God had commanded him, and the Lord closed it behind him. The Lord. Do you know the Lord? Are you sure you know the Lord? I know the Lord. Yes, I do.